India Legal, stories that count.
Hello and welcome to another special readout from India Legal magazine. As you know, we are the nation's first political legal independent weekly focusing on controversial issues of national and international importance. The video readouts we present to you regularly are the editorial team's choice of the most significant stories we believe should receive close scrutiny and wide circulation. You can watch them along with the visuals or listen to them as you would a podcast. In this week's readout, we focus on a subject that will continue to be debated in the foreseeable future: the use and misuse of social media and how to control the genie after it has leaped out of its box. And who better to expound on this subject than the redoubtable and prolific writer Shivanand Pandit, one of India's leading thinkers and writers in this field. Also, he is among India Legal's most prolific contributors, and his subject for this issue is the holy game of cricket and Wikipedia. Now, what on earth do the two have to do with one another, you will think? Well, more than you can imagine, actually, especially if you pay close attention to this readout from Pandit. The recent case of cricketer, the young and dynamic Arshdeep Singh's Wikipedia page being trolled and smeared with false information raises some crucial questions about such platforms and how they are monitored and administered and where responsibility rests. Following this, the government of India summoned administrators of Wikipedia. Remember, this has happened with Twitter, it's happened with Facebook, and we've reported on this. But this is the first time that the Wikipedia, which is supposed to be the fountainhead of accurate information, has been actually raided or permeated into and misused. Well, I'm sure it happens all the time, but it hasn't become a national issue as it has this time. Now, the Arshdeep's Wikipedia page, and Arshdeep is from the Sikh community, had been edited by trolls who labeled him a Khalistani, quote unquote Khalistani. Now, this is a pejorative term used by self-styled super nationalists to smear people they disagree with as treasonous traitors who back the creation of Khalistan, a Pakistan-backed separate country in Punjab, which exists in the minds of people and separatists, but not in any reality. India is a cricket-crazed, ticket-obsessed country. Arshdeep's dropped catch in a crucial match against Pakistan in the Asia Cup match would have invited criticism anyway, and it has. But distorting his Wikipedia page with falsehoods is unconscionable. It is devilish, and it poses a danger to all of us. This is an act of vandalism, and the Minister of State for Electronics and IT, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, has through his Twitter handle stated, I quote him, "No intermediary operating in India can permit this type of misinformation, as it has desecrated the government's hope of a harmless and reliable internet." Well spoken. I know Chandrasekhar well, personally. He has a modern mind, well versed in the technological complexities of the IT universe. He has been a media baron, and when he lived in the US, he was part of the team that invented the Intel chip. And in this case, he has not minced his words. But to go on quoting Shivanand Pandit, reacting to accusations from the Indian government of deliberate efforts to incitement, the Wikimedia Foundation, which administers Wikipedia, mentioned Singh's Wikipedia page had been rectified and secured, with only trusted editors now permitted to alter it. The foundation also stated that none of its officials had been summoned. However, the foundation has received an email from the IT ministry questioning the event. The Wikimedia Foundation said that it or Wikipedia does not presently have an office in India. Pandit writes that Wikipedia has become a household name since its inception in January 2001. It defines itself as a multilingual, free online encyclopedia scripted and preserved by a group of volunteers via open teamwork and a wiki-based editing system. Wikipedia's encyclopedic matter is user created. This indicates that anyone can add to its knowledge base by making changes to existing pages for improvements or alteration, and can even insert new pages. Now, this differentiates Wikipedia from conventional encyclopedias that feature content from recognized authors. While this functioning model has its merits insofar that it permits democratization of knowledge, unrestricted access to Wikipedia has also resulted in worries connecting the trustworthiness of facts which it presents. Now, despite the fact that the bulk of the content is user created, the Wikimedia Foundation has introduced some content control systems. First, to enhance its trustworthiness and also to stop vandalism and troublesome corrections, boundaries have been positioned on edits to the matter that Wikipedia presents. One of these limitations is to sanction specific protections to be conferred to particular pages. A page may have a different level of limitation depending on the weakness of the page to vandalism trouble, and of course mistreatment. To execute this practice of protection, Wikipedia sorts users depending on the edit rights that they have. For instance, one of the uppermost degrees of safeguard, if you will, that can be conferred to a page is called full protection. This is their term. This denotes that only those users known as administrators that have been given full edit rights according to the Wikipedia community review procedures can make alterations. And this is similar to the administrator, say, of a WhatsApp group or what in the old days we used to call a private chat room, in which the administrator had full control over A, editing the content, B, letting it in, or C, even letting anybody else introduce material into it without the specific knowledge and help of the administrator. So it's nothing new that Wikipedia is doing. It's been a practice that's been around for a while, but it's a movement. It's something that's moving things ahead. Now, a marginally lesser degree of the guard is semi-protection, which is unregistered users cannot amend or edit semi-protected pages. Another degree of guard is pending changes, which means alterations made will not be reproduced on the page unless alterations are approved by an editor with those rights. Second, since edit rights are extensive, there have been examples of content disputes and what you call edit warring. Content disputes happen when correctors differ with each other. This could also cause edit warrings or warring, literally going to war, where correctors frequently overrule each other's contribution on a particular page. In such situations also, administrators can offer provisional or permanent guards to a page to stop edits. Now, even though Wikipedia's conditions of use mention that it usually does not provide, supervise or remove content, there are methods in which the Wikimedia Foundation employs control over Wikipedia. First, the Wikimedia Foundation officially monitors the servers on which Wikipedia matter is presented. This means that although they do not have ownership rights of the user-made matter presented on Wikipedia, they are in the power of the user activity facts created on the servers. Second, Wikipedia Foundation has also a control over who the system administrators of Wikipedia are. This is important. System administrators are in a status to exercise significant control because they can frame the judgments of blocking users or withdrawing corrections in a few situations, which can have content control, the implications of content control. Now, the question is whether the Wikimedia Foundation be held accountable for the matter that Wikipedia presents. Unfortunately, there is no established position on this. Normally, the design of Wikipedia is that of an intermediary. That is, it presents matter created by its users as per several legislations governing online content. Intermediaries are gifted the protection from user-created facts they present, provided they sustain some due diligence over their platforms. Intermediaries are offered this protection because the huge size of facts created makes it unworkable to control them, and being personally responsible for user content would drown them in legal battles, making operations at that level completely impractical. Now, in India, for intermediaries to request the safe harbor of not being accountable for the matter they present, as per Section 79 of the Information Technology Act of 2000, they must accept due diligence obligations under the Act and its rules. Now, according to the Information Technology, that's the Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code, this is of 2021, there are particular classes of information that an intermediary should not be permit to be presented or uploaded on its platform. One such class is information that is patently false and untrue and is written or published in any form with the intent to mislead or harass a person, entity or agency for financial gain or to cause any injury to any person. Quite comprehensive. Hence, in the Indian context, even though Wikimedia Foundation does not possess the matter presented on Wikipedia, once the foundation has actual knowledge of such matter being displayed on its platform, it should be held answerable. In the background of the IT rules 2021, actual knowledge happens when an intermediary has been altered either by a court order or through an order of the appropriate agency, insisting on the elimination of the upsetting derogatory matter. In this case, while neither has happened, Wikipedia officials and editors have erased the falsification from Arshdeep Singh's page and subjected it to certain safeguards so that only trusted editors can edit the page. Furthermore, this is not the only option that the government has at its disposal. Either in 2020, the government had instructed the Wikimedia Foundation to eradicate a map from one of its pages that incorrectly showed Aksai Chin to be a part of China. In that example, the government had threatened the application of Section 69A of the Information Technology Act 2000 for breaching the territorial status of India. A directive under Section 69A would have led to Wikipedia being barred from providing its services in India. The Wikimedia Foundation had mentioned that Wikipedia volunteer editors had taken note of the complaint and were working towards guaranteeing that the information met Wikipedia's quality benchmarks. As a final point, unrestricted corrections on Wikipedia could possibly lead to national security issues for the country and have serious law and order consequences. See, edits can be executed using networks that originate from neighboring countries. But importantly, the Government of India should utilize the Weapons of Information Technology Act to curb such activities of Wikipedia and introduce strict remedial measures. After all, prevention is better than cure. A timely and extremely relevant warning from Shivanand Pandit, not only for India, but for the world. Meanwhile, Arshdeep, keep your chin up and keep moving on. You will miss many more catches and face many more nasty brickbats, but ultimately you will come out the winner over cowardly trolls who probably cannot even catch a tennis ball. This is your host editor, Indrajit Badwar. Until next time, goodbye for now.
India Legal. Stories that count.